Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to the final regular season block for the 1985 season in Season Ticket Baseball. We are live at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland for a very high-stakes game in the AL East between the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles, as Ben Witz is first to join us here at Memorial Stadium. He's putting his current game on the table on pause, 1958 Strat Cleveland at Detroit, tied 3-3 in the bottom of the fifth. Well, this might be a good time to put that one on pause. And yes, we are near the end already, Ben, and I'm just starting to set the scene. The playoffs are going to start tomorrow with the American League wildcard game, as we're going to fast score our way through the rest of the season. I was going to fast score through last night, but we ended up getting to the point where we still needed this feature game on the board tonight, so that's what we're doing here. The Orioles historically won this game 5-2. Let's talk about the standings and talk about why this game is so high stakes for both teams. I'm just pulling up my standings sheet here in Excel, so bear with me while I get this set up. And Ben, when you hear the stakes on this, you may be throwing that Strat game off the table. In the National League, the St. Louis Cardinals have wrapped up the National League East with a record of 159. The Mets are behind them at 91-68. They are locked into the 4 seed. The Expos are 81-77. They are locked into the 6 seed. In the NL West, the Los Angeles Dodgers have wrapped up the division at 103-56. The Dodgers have a magic number of 1 to clinch the number 1 seed through the National League playoffs. The Houston Astros are in the playoffs as well at a record of 95-64. The Reds are the 5 seed. They will host the wild card game against the Expos tomorrow, as that'll be a record. They have a record of 85 wins and 74 losses. In the National League West, or the American League West, I should say. The Kansas City Royals and the California Angels are tied with 91-68. The Royals hold the tiebreaker over the Angels, as the Royals are 4-0 on the board to the Angels at 1-3. The American League East, however, is where our focus is right here. The New York Yankees have wrapped up the number 1 seed in the American League with a record of 106-52. The Toronto Blue Jays are also in. They right now would be the 3 seed, but the Royals and the Angels can actually overtake the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays do have a magic number of 1, though, to lock up the 3 seed. As for tonight's game, the Detroit Tigers are the current 5 seed, actually, at a record of 89-69. The Orioles, however, have a record of 87-71. Detroit tonight is win and in. It's as simple as it gets for the Tigers tonight. The Orioles need to win, and then they need help from fast score. But I think this is the start of a 3-game set. Yep, this is the start of a very high-stakes 3-game set. So we will find out what Season Ticket has to say about the Tigers' playoff chances tonight. As this is a de facto playoff game, essentially, I'm going to suspend my fast score house rule, where if a game goes 12 innings, I go to a clutch score and fast score. That's not going to happen tonight because this is a de facto playoff game. Even though it's technically during the regular season, it's basically an elimination game because Detroit, as I mentioned, has got a magic number of 1. They are win and in. That's as simple as it gets for the Tigers tonight. So, with that little ramble out of the way, I know Ben is hoping the Tigers can finally get the job done, as the Orioles have done everything possible to hang around in the AL East playoff picture. But now it's all in the hands of the dice. So, there is not going to be an empty seat to be found here at Memorial Stadium tonight. And in fact, the umpires, no scoreboard watching for Detroit. Yep, it is just get out there and win. And with that in mind, this is a divisional game, but the stakes are way too high. As such, the umpires are going to put the warnings in place for hit batters on both teams already. The umpires want no shenanigans tonight. Any hit batters are going to be met with with massive retribution, essentially. So any pitchers getting caught engaging in beanball will be tossed tonight. The umpires are not putting up with it. So, as it is standing room only at Memorial Stadium, what say we jump right into the action and get this one started. Starting pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles tonight is Scott McGregor. 14-14 with a 4.81 ERA. 204 innings pitched, 86 strikeouts, 65 walks, and 34 home runs in 85. It is do or die for the Orioles tonight. As the Orioles get loose behind McGregor, we will take our first look at the starting lineup for the Tigers. And yes, the umpires are laying down the gavel tonight. Honestly, I would do the exact same thing if I was an umpire. Leading off, we've got Lou Whitaker at second base. And honestly, Ben, do you blame the umpires in this case for laying down the gavel? Alan Trammell is at shortstop. Kirk Gibson is in right field. Lance Parrish is the designated hitter. Larry Herndon is in left field. Darrell Evans is at first base. Chet Lemon is in center field. Tom Brookins is at third base. And Bob Melvin is catching tonight. That is the lineup that McGregor will have to deal with for the Tigers tonight. Leading off for the Tigers tonight, we've got Lou Whitaker. 279 average, 21 home runs, 73 RBIs in 85. We are using black, white, and orange dice tonight. Orioles are the home team. It's not wrong, but with so much on the line, you don't think they're going to risk it with such behavior. But you never know. Do these teams have a history? Probably not a history per se, but why take a chance on it? They are division rivals. They've been at each other's throats all season, so I don't think the umpires want to take any chances here tonight. Anyway, fans here at Memorial Stadium are hoping the Orioles can get this one done. Tigers win, they are in the playoffs. Orioles win, they need help from fast score. Either one of these teams will be in the wild card game. Who will advance to the playoffs? The winning team will probably be playing Sunday morning in the American League wild card game. Who will that be? Only the dice know, and in order to find out what the dice know and get us to the playoffs for 1985, I have to find a die, and then we have to go to the first pitch. As McGregor gets the sign from Dempsey, he will set. Here's our first windup, and here is the first pitch of the last game of the 1985 regular season. We will start off with a 300 even, and Whitaker is going to get frozen by the high heat already for strike 3. That is out number 1, and we are underway here in a de facto playoff game at Memorial Stadium. 1 out, and Alan Trammell is the batter for the Tigers. 258 average, 13 home runs, 57 RBIs in 85. McGregor looking in at Dempsey for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 161, and a 161 is going to be a walk. Trammell will work a leadoff walk out of the at-bat, or work a walk out of the at-bat with 1 out. The infield will go to double play depth. Here's the ever-dangerous Kirk Gibson. 287 average, 29 home runs, 97 RBIs in 85. McGregor looking in at Dempsey for the sign. Gibson is not going to do anything cute. He's going to grip it and rip it. McGregor will set, and he will pitch. That is a 179, and a 179 is going to be a bloop single for Gibson. He will get on with the first hit of the game for the Tigers. Lance Parrish, the designated hitter, will step into the batter's box. 273 average, 28 home runs, 98 RBIs in 85. Fans at Memorial Stadium are loud, hoping McGregor can get out of some trouble. McGregor will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 173. And a 173 is going to be another bloop single, as McGregor is not picking a good night to get himself into trouble. And just like that, the bases are now full of kitty cats. And the batter here is Larry Herndon. 244 average, 12 home runs, 37 RBIs in 85. Infield has to play in, and Trammell, I'm just checking the arms on the infielders. Trammell is going on contact. McGregor will look in at Dempsey for the sign. Fans at Memorial Stadium are very nervous. McGregor will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 350. And a 350 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Getting under that for the Orioles is going to be Dwyer. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Tagging up on the play is Trammell. Here he comes. He's headed to the plate. The throw from Dwyer is on line, but it's not in time. Trammell will get under the tag, and on a sacrifice fly, the Tigers will take a 1-0 lead, and Gibson will move over to third. Stadium groans. Ugh. Not what you want to be seeing if you're an Orioles fan. As the Tigers take a quick 1-0 lead on a sacrifice fly. Darrell Evans is now the batter. 248 average, 40 home runs, 94 RBIs in 85. McGregor will look to Dempsey for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. 283, actually 382, I should say, and a 382 for Evans is going to be a fly ball into left field. Getting under that one for the Orioles is going to be Young. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. But the Tigers strike first. 1 run on 2 hits and a walk, and just like that, the score is now Detroit 1, Baltimore coming to bat. There is a lot at stake for both teams, as we've established. Trammell. Okay, thanks. Again, as I've mentioned before, 85 pronunciations are terrible, are not a strong suit of mine for obvious reasons. Starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers tonight is Dan Petrie. 15-13 with a 3.36 ERA, 238 2/3 innings pitched, 109 strikeouts, 81 walks, and 24 home runs in 85. Let me just make sure I got my lineup straight here. Okay. As the rest of the Tigers get loose behind Petrie, we will take our first look at the Orioles starting lineup. Leading off, we've got Petrie. Okay. Alan Wiggins is at second base. Jim Dwyer is in right field. Cal Ripken is at shortstop. Eddie Murray is at first base. Fred Lynn is in center field. Mike Young is in left field. Larry Sheets is the designated hitter. Floyd Rayford is at third base. And, Petri Dish. I thought I was pronouncing, well, okay, never mind. And Rick Dempsey is catching. That's the lineup Petrie is going to have to keep in check for the Tigers tonight, as the Tigers are trying to make their way into the American League playoffs. Leading off for the Orioles, we've got Alan Wiggins. 285 average, no home runs, 21 RBIs in 85. Petrie will look in to Melvin for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the first pitch for the Tigers. That will be a 184, and a 184 is going to be a bloop single, and Wiggins will get on with the leadoff base hit. As that'll just get out of the infield, but just out is enough for Wiggins to reach with a leadoff single. The infield will go to double play depth for the Tigers, and here's Jim Dwyer. 249 average, 7 home runs, 36 RBIs in 85. Petrie, Wiggins, not much of Wiggins could try to swipe a bag here, but the Orioles do not want to take a chance here. He will hold. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. Dwyer's actually got pretty good power anyway. Petrie will set, and he will pitch. That is going to be a 452 against a righty. 452 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Grabbing that is Whitaker. He will throw that over to Trammell. That'll get Wiggins. Trammell will try to make the relay over to Evans, but that won't be in time. That will be a fielder's choice at second. 1 out in the inning. Trammell couldn't get the ball out of his glove to make the relay, but there is 1 out in the inning. Batter now is Cal Ripken. 282 average, 26 home runs, 110 RBIs in 85. Ripken has got good power as well. He's going to grip it and rip it. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 618, that'll turn into a 628, and a 628 is going to get popped up on the infield. Trammell will call everybody off. He will get under that one. He'll make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Ripken got under that one, popped it up on the infield. Eddie Murray is now the batter. 297 average, 31 home runs, 124 RBIs, and 85. Petrie looks to Melvin for the sign. Memorial Stadium, hoping the Orioles can extend the inning. Petrie will set, and he will pitch. With a 504, that'll be a rare play with 2 outs. And that's going to be a 674 on the rare play. 674 says, here we are. That's going to be a base hit into right field, and an error is going to let them, and an error by the right fielder is going to let everybody advance. Dwyer goes to third, Murray goes to second on the error. Fred Lynn is now the batter. I don't imagine Ben Witz is too happy about that. 263 average, 23 home runs, 68 RBIs, and 85. Fans at Memorial Stadium are loud, hoping the Orioles can get something out of 2 free bases. Petrie looks to Melvin for the sign after cussing out his right fielder. He will set, and he will pitch. That's Gibson he's cussing out. That's a 485 against a righty. A 485 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that one in center field is going to be Lemon. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Stadium groans. Ugh. Ben Witz sighs. Phew. 2 hits and an error, but the Orioles can't do anything with it. Detroit has a 1-0 lead after 1. Oh, hold on. Let's not put the Tigers pitcher with the Orioles, Phoenix. That was a very close situation if you're a Tigers fan. Petrie can be a bit shaky. Well, he's probably not, this is not a good night for him to be shaky. I think you'll probably agree with me on that point. Not a night for Petrie to be shaky, and I suspect you and the Tigers manager will probably give him a good talking to on the bench between innings. Top of the second brings us to the bottom of the Tigers order. Chet Lemon leading off the inning. 265 average, 18 home runs, 68 RBIs, and 85. McGregor looks to Dempsey for the sign. He will set, here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 565 over to shortstop. That's Ripken. And a 565 is going to be grounded right at him on a hop. Ripken will take that, throw that over to first. Out number 1. Tom Brookins is now the batter. 237 average, 7 home runs, 47 RBIs, and 85. McGregor looking in at Dempsey for the sign. He will set, here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 355, and that'll be grounded over to short. Ripken will get to that one easily once again. He will throw that over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Bob Melvin will now step into the batter's box. 220 average, no homers, and 4 RBIs in 85. McGregor looking in at Dempsey for the sign. He will set, here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 161, and that's going to be a 2-out walk for Melvin as McGregor will lose control of a slider. That'll hit the outside corner and go just a little bit wide. That's ball 4. Whitaker is now the batter. Whitaker struck out looking his first time up. Melvin is staying put. He doesn't want to run the Tigers out of the inning. McGregor will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 6:30, and a 6:30 is going to get popped up on the infield. Ripken will make all three putouts in the inning, as he'll track that one down in the infield grass, make the catch, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the walk for the Orioles. Detroit holding on to a 1-0 lead as we get set for the bottom of the second. Enough firepower in the bats. If they can keep scoring, give Petrie a bit of a window. That's probably what he's going to need tonight. Petrie will finish up his warm-up tosses as leading off for the Orioles in the bottom of the second. We've got the second half of the order. Here's Mike Young. 273 average, 28 home runs, 81 RBIs, and 85. Looks like we've got a fair amount of pop in the Orioles bats too. This could be a slugfest. And I don't know which team I would favor. I think looking at tonight's lineups, I'd probably take Baltimore in a slugfest. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin, and he will pitch. That is a 425. And against a righty, a 425 is going to be grounded over to second. Whitaker will grab that one with no problem. He will make the play over to first, out number 1 in the inning. Larry Sheets, the designated hitter, is now the batter. 262 average, 17 home runs, 50 RBIs, and 85. Petrie looks to Melvin for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. 6:30 will turn into a 6:40, and that'll be lifted into center field. Lemon will track that one down toward the track, but he'll have plenty of room to make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Floyd Rayford is now the batter. 306 average, 18 home runs, 48 RBIs, and 85. 1-0 Tigers, bottom of the second. Tigers win, they're in. Orioles win, fast score becomes a lot more intense. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin, and he will pitch. With a 221 against a righty at 221, there's going to be a swing and a miss by Rayford as Petrie works the inside corner for strike 3. That will retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Orioles here in the bottom of the second. Tigers holding on to a 1-0 lead after 2. In this very high stakes AL East matchup. Feel the breeze, indeed. If you're a Tigers fan, you want to see a lot of breezes coming from the Orioles. Top of the third, we'll bring Alan Trammell to the batter's box. Trammell walked his first time up. McGregor gets the sign from Dempsey. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 622, and that's going to be popped up on the infield to second base. Wiggins will get under that one without any trouble. He'll call everybody off in the infield grass, make the catch, and that's out number 1. Here's the ever-dangerous Gibson. Gibson tonight, though, he's 1 for 1 with a single. McGregor looking into Dempsey for the sign. What? Hold on. This game should not be tied. I don't know what happened here, how we ended up with a tie game. Digital Diamond is giving me a tie game, but we're going to ignore that because this game should not be tied. I will just remember. Actually, let me check something. Rayford. Yeah, this game shouldn't be tied. Let me see if I can figure out what happened here. Unless they thought Oh, I think, yeah, I see what happened. Digital Diamond thought the error was going to be Digital Diamond. I think thought the error was going to advance the runner. I'm not gonna back that up, but we will remember that the Orioles have not scored yet. I don't know if I can erase the run in Digital Diamond, but we won't worry about that now. So we'll just remember that the Tigers do have a 1-0 lead here. Gibson with 1 out in the inning. McGregor will get the sign from Dempsey, and he will pitch. That is a 644, and that's going to be grounded right over to third, or right over to first, I should say. Murray will get to that one. He'll wave off. McGregor coming over to cover the bag. 2 outs in the inning. Parrish, now the batter. Parrish is 1 for 1. McGregor looking in at Dempsey for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 472. And against a lefty, a 472 is going to be a base hit, and Parrish will continue the inning. Parrish now 2 for 2. And there should be 2 outs in the inning. I didn't update that. Herndon, now the batter. Herndon is 0 for 1. McGregor will look in at Dempsey for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 144, and that's going to be a fly ball into right field. Getting under that one is going to be Dwyer. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Tigers. Score remains 1-0 Detroit, heading into the bottom of the third. Could undo the last 2 to 3 batters to get to it, but I'd have to remember what the intervening plays are. Problem is that was in the bottom of the first. Well, actually, I do keep a paper score sheet. So I could undo that, but it would take a while for me to get to where I need to be to make it relevant. So I'm just going to remember that. Digital Diamond's got the wrong score. I've got the right score up here. Usually I go with Digital Diamond unless I'm 100% sure that I've got the right score, and I do. So I'm not going to go all the way back to the bottom of the first to undo that. I will just remember that the Tigers have a 1-0 lead. And if I need to, I'll doctor it at the end of the game just to make sure everything's straight. Anyway, bottom of the third for the Orioles. Leading off is Dempsey as Petrie finishes up his warm-up tosses. Dempsey tonight, actually, Rick Dempsey hasn't batted yet tonight. 254 average, 12 home runs, 52 RBIs in 85. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 687. That'll turn into a 697. And Dempsey will work a leadoff walk out of the at-bat as Petrie loses control of a curveball for ball 4. Actually, now I'm curious. I'm going to see if there's a way in Digital Diamond I can erase a run. Let's see. There's erase runner. I don't know if there's a way to erase a run, which is what I need to do here. It does not look like there's a way I can erase a run here. So like I said, I'm just going to have to remember that I think I'm just going to have to remember that the Orioles should be trailing 1-0. I don't see a way that I can erase a run unless... Actually, wait a second. We had a... Oh, hold on. The 1B and E9. So Dwyer made it to... Was it Dwyer was at first when that happened, so runner advanced 2 bases. Could go to the extended box score, find the run, and edit it to 0. Let me see if I can do that real quick. I just want to make sure I have this absolutely straight. Yeah, Digital Diamond isn't giving me a way to edit that even in the extended box score. Yeah, I don't see that. Scoring from second is Dwyer. So yeah, no. Does not look like there's a way I can edit the score there. So yeah, we're just going to keep rolling. I'll remember that Baltimore should not have a run on the board. But let's get back to it. As now the infield will go to double play depth for the Tigers, the Tigers. Coming to bat for the Orioles is Wiggins. Wiggins is 1-for-1 with a single. The Orioles are going to do a hit and run here. They're going to try to get out from this double play situation. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. I will find my hit and run strategy since we're not going to worry about trying to correct the run. Petrie will set, and he will pitch. That is a 440 against the righty. A 440 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Trammell will get to that one. Dempsey coming in hard. He will make the throw over to first. 1 out in the inning. As the Orioles stay away from the double play, but Wiggins will get thrown out. Dwyer is now the batter. Dwyer grounded out his first time up. Dempsey, not much of a threat to steal. He will hold. Petrie looks to Melvin for the sign, and he will pitch. And, of course, the orange die went falling on me. Let me see if I can... There it is. As Jester puts it, it wouldn't be a Phoenix Night stream if I didn't lose a die. A 339. A 339 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Tracking that one down for the Tigers is Herndon. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Dempsey making the tag play. Here comes the throw. Under the tag, Dempsey is safe at third. But there are 2 outs in the inning. And Ripken is now the batter. Ripken tonight is 0-for-1. Petrie hoping to hold on to a 1-0 lead. He will get the sign from Melvin, and he will pitch. That is a 193. And a 193 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Lemon will track that one down as well. No, not Lemon. Herndon will track that one down as well. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the walk for the Orioles. Tigers still holding on to a 1-0 lead after 3. Little pencil and paper icons next to the player name. Okay, let's go back into the box score and see if we can find that. Ah, here we go. So who was supposed to score? Right, looks like they were saying Dwyer scored, except he didn't. Okay. So now why is it not why is it not updating that? I wonder if it will the next time I load a play. We'll find out about that though. As the top of the 4th is coming up, and here's Evans. Evans is 0-for-1. McGregor will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 580. That's going to be right over to center field. Lynn will wait for that one. He'll make the catch without much of a problem. Lynn will track that one down. He'll make the catch. Out number 1. Lemon, now the batter. Lemon is 0 for 1, and it didn't look like it took. Didn't look like it took as I updated that. No. Okay, no runs. This is a little annoying. So I updated the run. So I updated the run for Dwyer. He doesn't have a run on the board, but I don't know why it's showing. Let me see if I've got it edited for Petrie too. I probably do. Oh, I got it edited for Baltimore too, so no runs there. Okay. So why is it still showing up with Baltimore? Why is it still showing up with Baltimore with a run then? As Philip Anderson and Troy Sawyer now join us here at Memorial Stadium. And Philip, I did find out their records. I had to do a little bit of massaging, but the Royals and the Angels in the AL West are both tied at 91 and 68. Kansas City has the board record tiebreaker, though, as they're 4-0 to the Angels at 1-3. So this is still kind of irritating, but at least I've got the run correct now in the game in Digital Diamond. I'm not sure when that'll load up for me. Hopefully we can get that sorted out soon, though. I hope that should sort itself out, hopefully with the next play coming up. Well, hopefully with one of the next plays coming up. Anyway, where were we? Oh yes, Lemon is now the batter. Sorry, had a minor crisis. I realized that a situation came up where we shouldn't have had a run score, so I'm trying to get it updated in Digital Diamond. McGregor will get the sign from Dempsey, and he will pitch. That is a 246, and a 246 against a righty is going to be a fly ball into right field. Getting under that one for the Orioles is going to be Dwyer. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. I wonder if I need to close out of the game in order to make the plate, in order to make the new score take. Here's Brookins. There we go. Never mind. It just clicked over. Brookins is 0 for 1. McGregor will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is going to be a 650, and a 650 is going to be grounded over to second. Wiggins will grab that one. He will throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers here in the top of the 4th. Detroit holding on to a 1-0 lead as we head into the bottom of the 4th. We've got at least 2 Tigers fans in chat tonight. And remember, the Tigers, remember, my fast score house rule is not in effect tonight as this is a de facto playoff game. The Tigers have to land the death blow themselves, as the Orioles will have to evade the death blow themselves. There will be no help from the clutch roll and fast score tonight. Now that we've got that all sorted out with the run, bottom of the 4th brings us to the middle of the Orioles order. Here's Murray. Murray tonight is 1 for 1 with the single in the error that caused us problems. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set. Hold on. I got to edit one more thing because Murray should not have an RBI tonight. Let's see. There's the RBI. We need to edit that. He does have a single, though. Okay. Now, hopefully, the hype machine. It took a little bit to get it figured out, but the Digital Diamond score finally corrected. Thanks for the advice on that, Ben. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin, and he will pitch. That is a 578. That sounds like trouble. That's going to be hit to Lemon on a 578. And that's going to drop in front of, actually, that's Herndon. That'll drop in front of Herndon and be a base hit. So Murray is now 2 for 2 tonight. The infield will go to double play depth as Lynn is the batter. Lynn tonight is 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. Nothing cute from the Orioles. Lynn is going to grip it and rip it. Tigers with a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth. Tigers win tonight. They're in the playoffs. Orioles win. Fast score is intense. As if it's not already intense enough already with the AL West still hanging over our heads. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin, and he will pitch. That is a 336 and a 336. Lynn's going to get frozen by the heat, by the high heat. That'll be strike 3, out number 1. Lynn complains to the umpire. That pitch was high. The umpire says, no, you're high. You're also out. Go sit. Young, now the batter. Young tonight is 0 for 1. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 403 against a righty of 403, that's going to be a walk as Petrie will lose control of a changeup for ball 4. And now we have runners at first and second with 1 out. Melvin will trot out to the plate or trot out to the mound to talk to Petrie as the fans here at Memorial Stadium start to wake up. Sheets, now the batter. Sheets flew out his first time up. Murray stretching off of second. Young taking his lead off first. Sheets is also going to grip it and rip it. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin, and he will pitch. That is a 584. That's going to be into center field. Going after that is Lemon, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field. Lemon will track that one down. He's back near the track. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. Moving up, Murray takes off from second. He will slide into third, and he will be safe, as Murray will tag up and advance on the play. 2 outs in the inning. Rayford, now the batter. Rayford struck out his first time up. The infield, or Memorial Stadium, hoping the Orioles can get something out of this inning. Runners are at the corners with 2 outs. Petrie gets the sign from Melvin. Memorial Stadium is loud. Petrie will kick, and he will pitch. With a 562, that'll be over to Trammell at shortstop, and that's going to be a ground ball right at him. He will take that over to second himself, and that will retire the side. Nothing across, actually a hit and a walk, but the Orioles aren't able to get anything out of it. Stadium groans. Ugh. Ben Witt's sighs. Phew. The Tigers are holding on to a 1-0 lead after 4. Take away the run against Petrie's line. I'm pretty sure I did that already, but let me go into the box score and double check. I did take away the run from Petrie's line. I think that was an unearned run anyway, so I did get that taken away. Not sure I like this bend but don't break method of playing from Detroit. Well, there's an argument to be had both ways, Ben. Obviously, you'd probably like the Tigers to be up 5 or 6-0 right now. But there is something to be said for the bend but don't break. Because remember, this is basically a de facto playoff game, as I've mentioned. The only score that matters is the one at the end of the game. And if Detroit's got to hold a 1-0 lead with bend but don't break, I'm sure you won't argue with seeing the Tigers in the wildcard game on Sunday morning, will you? Top of the 5th coming up brings us back to the bottom of the Tigers' order. Here's Melvin. Melvin has a walk tonight. McGregor will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 533. That's over to first base where Murray waits for that. And that's going to be hit right at him. He will wave off McGregor coming over to the bag. He'll take it over himself. 1 out in the inning. And here's Whitaker. Whitaker is 0 for 2 tonight. Memorial Stadium has been loud all night, hoping the Orioles can get into this game. Whitaker will get the sign, or not Whitaker, McGregor will get the sign from Dempsey, and he will pitch. That is a 271 against the lefty, 271. Uh-oh. Whitaker thinks he's into one. That is deep to right field. Whitaker with a power of a 6. Can he double Detroit's lead with one swing of the bat? Yes, he can. And he'll do it with a boom! That ball is hit high! That ball is hit deep to right field. Dwyer going back for that one. He's back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run, Lou Whitaker. Tigers go up 2-0. Stadium groans. Ugh. Ben Witz cheers. Yay! Trammell, now the batter. Trammell is 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Tigers now have a 2-0 lead. McGregor looking in at Dempsey for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 368. And a 368 is going to be grounded over to short. Ripken going to his right for that one. He will throw that over to Murray at first, and that'll get Trammell by a couple of steps. 2 outs in the inning. Gibson, now the batter. Gibson is 1 for 2 tonight. McGregor looking into Dempsey for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 246. And against the lefty at 246, oh boy. Gibson's into one. Can Gibson extend this Tigers lead through OBS being stupid? Well, with what's left of the baseball, he can, as that's going to get out of here with a boom! That ball is hit high! That ball is hit deep to center field. Lynn, back to the track, back toward the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run, Kirk Gibson. Stadium barfs. Bleh. Tigers lead 3-0. And here's Parrish. Parrish has 2 singles tonight. McGregor will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. 475 against a lefty, 475. Parrish is going to continue the inning with a base hit. That is his 3rd single tonight. Herndon, now the batter. Herndon is 0 for 2. Orioles fans, not happy with what they're seeing. Tiger backers are very happy with what they see. McGregor gets the sign from Dempsey, and he will pitch. That is a 261 against a righty at 261. Oh boy. Herndon now into one. That is deep to left field. Herndon has got a power of a 6. The Tigers look like they're trying. The Tigers must have been woken up by something Ben said. Herndon with a power of a 6. Can the Tigers extend their lead once again? Herndon will get into left field. Going back for that one is Young. He's back toward the track. He's starting to slow down. And the ball's going to die out there. Herndon will make that catch, and that will retire the side. But what an inning for the Tigers. 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 solo bombs. One by Lou Whitaker, one by Kirk Gibson. The Tigers take a 3-0 lead into the halfway point in the bottom of the 5th. He'll be here as long as it's not too early in the morning. Good to know. We are going to get some activity in the Orioles bullpen. I'm probably going to be trying to start about 7:30, 8-ish on Sunday, but we will see what happens. The Orioles the Orioles definitely want to eat up some innings here. Let's see, lefty, righty, righty. The Orioles are going to get Sammy Stewart warming up in the bullpen. As this is a de facto playoff game, the Orioles want no funny business tonight. Actually, neither team wants funny business tonight. Leading off the bottom of the fifth for the Orioles, we've got Dempsey. Dempsey tonight has a walk. Petrie has got to be feeling mighty good coming out of the dugout with a 3-0 lead. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 3-16, and a 3-16. Dempsey is going to get frozen by the changeup for strike 3. That is out number 1. Changeup catches the inside corner for strike 3, and Dempsey goes back to the dugout with the first out for the Orioles in his back pocket. Here's Wiggins. Wiggins is 1 for 2. Tigers holding a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 4-21 against a righty. A 4-21 is going to be a ground ball over to first. Grabbing that for the Tigers is Evans. He will wave Petrie off, take it to the bag himself. 2 outs in the inning. And here's Dwyer. Dwyer tonight is 0 for 2. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Petrie holding on to a 3-0 lead for the Tigers. He will get the sign from Melvin, and he will pitch. 464 against a righty. 464. Dwyer's going to get into one. That's going to get all the way to the gap, all the way to the wall. And Dwyer is going to find himself at third with a 2-out triple. The Orioles trying to get back into this game with their season on the line. And here's Ripken. Ripken tonight is 0 for 2. Petrie trying to get out of the inning with no damage. He will get the sign from Melvin. Petrie will set, and he will pitch. That is a 136. And a 136 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Ripken slams his bat. He got under it, and he knows it. Going back for that one is going to be Lemon. He'll be back toward the track, but he'll still have room before the track to make the catch and retire the side. Nothing across except the triple for the Orioles. Tigers now have a 3-0 lead after 5. Tonight's game is... Oh, hold on. That's not what we're doing. Tonight's game is do or die for the Orioles. McGregor is going to come out of the game. He has had a rough night of it tonight. The Orioles, since this is basically October baseball, the Orioles are not in the mood for funny business tonight. They got to eat up some innings. Coming in to pitch for the Orioles tonight. Excuse me. Just going to check on my phone real quick, make sure nothing crazy is happening. Coming in to pitch for the Orioles is going to be Sammy Stewart. 5-7 with a 3.61 ERA. 129 2/3 innings pitched, 77 strikeouts, 66 walks, 15 home runs in 85. Evans will lead off for the Tigers. Evans is 0 for 2. 3-0 Tigers, top of the 6th. Stewart will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 421 against a righty, and Evans is going to work a leadoff walk out of the at-bat as a slider misses the zone for ball 4. The infield will go to double play depth, and here's Lemon. Lemon tonight is 0 for 2. Evans, not a threat to do much. Lemon's got pretty good power. Lemon is going to grip it and rip it. Stewart will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, And here comes the pitch. That is a 100 even. That'll turn into a 300 even. And Lemon gets frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That's out number 1. Lemon can't believe it, and here's Brookins. Brookins is 0 for 2. Stewart looking in at Dempsey for the sign. Tigers with a 3-0 lead in the top of the 6th. Stewart will set, and he will pitch. That is a 396. And a 396 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Ripken will grab that one. He'll throw that over to Wiggins at second. That'll get Evans. Wiggins will make the play over to Murray at first. It is in time. That is a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Stadium cheers. Yay! Nothing across except the walk for the Tigers. Detroit still holding a 3-0 lead heading into the bottom of the 6th. I suspect Ben is not happy at all with that turn of events. Bottom of the 6th coming up, and before we start the inning, we're going to get some activity in Detroit's bullpen, as Detroit wants no funny business tonight. Let's see. Lefty, righty, assuming they go 1, 2, 3. The Tigers are going to get Bob Stoddard warming up in the bullpen. Leading off for the Orioles in the bottom of the 6th, we've got Eddie Murray. Murray tonight is 2 for 2. Also advanced on an error. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 224 against a switch left at 224. Murray's going to work a leadoff walk out of the at-bat as a curveball comes a little too far inside, and Murray will take that as ball 4. Tigers infield will go to double play depth, and here's Lynn. Lynn tonight is 0 for 2. Murray, not much of a threat to steal. He will hold. Lynn's got great power. Lynn's got excellent power. He's going to grip it and rip it. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 455 against a righty. 455 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Lemon will track that one down. He'll have to come in for that one slightly, but he will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. And here's Young. Young is 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. 3-0 Tigers, bottom of the 6th. Tigers win, they're in. Orioles win, fast score takes on a lot more interest. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin, and he will pitch. That is a 623. That'll turn into a 633, and that'll be popped up on the infield. Trammell will come under that one for the Tigers. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2. And here's Sheets. Sheets tonight is 0 for 2. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set, and he will pitch. With a 102, that'll turn into a 302, and Sheets gets frozen by a cutter for strike 3. That will retire the side. After the leadoff walk, the Orioles go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Detroit holding on to a 3-0 lead after 6. As the adage goes now, offense wins games, defense wins championships. Yes, indeed it does. Top of the 7th brings us back to the bottom of the Tigers' order. Here's Melvin. Melvin is 0 for 1 with a walk. We're going to get some more activity in the Orioles bullpen. As again, this is October baseball, and the Orioles don't want any funny business. Let's see, looking at the Tigers lineup, the Orioles are going to get Tippy Martinez warming up. Stewart will look into Dempsey for the sign. After I readjust my clipboard, Stewart will look to Dempsey for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 299, and against a righty at 299, Melvin's into one, but he's got a power of a 0 deep to left field. What can Melvin do with this pitch? Melvin's going to lift that one into left field. Tracking that one down, coming in for it, is going to be Young. He will make the catch in left field, coming in, 1 out in the inning. Melvin just doesn't have the power to do much with it. Here's Whitaker. Whitaker is 1 for 3, but that 1 is a solo home run. 3-0 Tigers, top of the 7th. Tigers trying to win their way into the playoffs. Orioles trying to force us to look at fast score for the AL East. Stewart will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 166, and a 166 is going to be a 1-out walk for Whitaker, as Stewart loses control of a splitter that lands in the dirt for ball 4. Infield will go to double play depth, and here's Trammell. Trammell is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Whitaker, not a threat to steal, he will hold. Trammell has got decent power, he's going to just let it fly. Stewart will get the sign from Dempsey, and he will pitch. With a 595, that'll be into right field. Going after that is Dwyer, and a 595, I got to learn how to use the ratings-based defense because he's out of position. So based on the range, on the colored die, less than or equal to, which it is, and in right field, that's going to be a fly ball right to Dwyer. He will track that one down, make the catch, out number 2. Batter now is the ever-dangerous Gibson. Gibson is 2 for 3, but he's got a single and a home run of his own tonight. 3-0 Tigers, top of the 7th. Stewart will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 600 even, and that's going to be a ground ball over to short. Ripken will get to that one. He will make the play over to second, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the walk for the Tigers. As we are at the 7th inning stretch, as usual, I won't torture you guys with my rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, but I will take a small break. Don't forget, we have a very important session of fast score after tonight's game. And Ben likes the Tigers' position now. I think any Tiger backer would right now. Tomorrow afternoon, we will have the start of the 1985 playoffs with the first National League wildcard game. We will be at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, as the Montreal Expos will be visiting the Cincinnati Reds. The Expos are the 6th seed, the Reds are the 5, so the Reds get the first wildcard game at home. Bryn Smith will be going for the Expos, and Mario Soto will be going for the Reds. And Ben, I'm going to let you make the decision. Bob Stoddard has been getting loose in the bullpen for the Tigers. Dan Petrie's actually been pitching decently well tonight. Would you like Petrie to continue, or do you want to go to Stoddard going into the bottom of the 7th? I will let you make that decision. Petrie so far has no fatigue on him right now. He's actually just cleared in the 6th. He just cleared his fatigue standing. Right now, he's got no pitcher fatigue on him. Just waiting on the decision. Like to see at least one more inning, but keep him on a fairly close leash. How does the first run pull him sound? Try to get him through the 7th. If the Orioles tie the game, I'm definitely going to pull him. I'll check in after every run though to see what you think. So we'll try to get him through the 7th. Stoddard will continue to toss for the Tigers. Leading off the bottom of the 7th, we are bringing up the bottom of the Orioles order. Here's Rayford. Rayford tonight is 0 for 2. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 600 even. That'll turn into a 610. And Rayford's going to get frozen by a slider on the inside corner for strike 3. That is out number 1. That is also the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th strikeout by Petrie tonight. 1 out in the inning, and the batter now is Dempsey. Dempsey is 0 for 1 with a walk. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 116, and that'll be grounded right back to Petrie. Petrie will flip that over to Evans at first. 2 outs in the inning. Wiggins is now the batter. Wiggins tonight is 1 for 3. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Tigers holding on to a 3-0 lead. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 358. And a 358 is going to be grounded over to second. Grabbing that one for the Tigers is Whitaker. He will throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles in the bottom of the 7th. Tigers holding on to a 3-0 lead after 7. Okay. Ben just kind of confirming my suspicions. Top of the 8th coming up, and Sammy Stewart is going to come out of the game. Coming in to pitch for the Orioles. A 1-2-3 inning. That is huge for the Tigers. Coming in to pitch the top of the 8th for the Orioles. Once we get Digital Diamond to cooperate. Is going to be Tippy Martinez. 3-3 with a 5.40 ERA. 70 innings pitched, 47 strikeouts, 37 walks, and 8 home runs in 85. He will be charged with the middle of the Tigers' order. Here's Lance Parrish. Parrish tonight is 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Top of the 8th, 3-0 Tigers. Tigers trying to win their way into the playoffs. Orioles trying to keep it alive. Martinez will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 676, and that's going to be a wild pitch. We will lead off with ball one. We will do it again. That is a 631, and a 631 is going to get popped, is going to pop Parrish up on the infield. Coming under that at shortstop is going to be Ripken. He will make the catch, and that will be out number one. Herndon, now the batter. Herndon is 0 for 3 tonight. He's been busy in the field tonight, though. Martinez gets the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 653, and that's going to be a grounder over to third. Picking that up for the Orioles is going to be Rayford. He will make the throw over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Evans, now the batter. Evans tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Martinez looks to Dempsey for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here's the pitch. That is a 643, and it's a grounder over to first. Grabbing that is going to be Murray. He will wave off Martinez, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers here in the top of the 8th. Detroit holding on to a 3-0 lead as we get set for the bottom of the 8th. And I doubt Ben will argue that it's time to go to the bullpen. Petrie is going to come out of the game. The Tigers are not looking for funny business tonight. Coming in to pitch for the Tigers is going to be Bob Stoddard. No wins, no losses with a 6.75 ERA. 13 1/3 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts, 5 walks, 3 home runs in 85. Stoddard will be... They have 2, 3, 4 coming up. Yes. I had Stoddard warming up in the bullpen. That's usually a flavor thing I do when a pitcher is ready to come in. If you're stopping me for something, that means you're disagreeing with the move. Oh, well, let me see if I can back it up in Digital Diamond. Well, it looks like I have to... Let me re-enter the play. Looks like you want Petrie to go another inning. Is that what you want him to go a little bit longer? Is that what I'm getting out of this? Keep Petrie in, first hit, then pull. Let me just confirm that Digital Diamond is going to let me back that up. Yep, okay. So Petrie will continue to pitch per Ben's request. But I don't think Ben will argue as we start to get some more activity in the bullpen. The Tigers do not want funny business tonight. They are going to get Willie Hernandez warming up in the bullpen. Leading off the bottom of the 8th is Jim Dwyer. Dwyer is 1 for 3, but that one was a triple. Let me see if Ben says anything about getting Hernandez loose in the bullpen. Yep, I did get that figured out. So Petrie is still going to pitch. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 619. That'll turn into a 629, and that'll get popped up on the infield to short. Trammell will get under that one. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Batter now is Ripken. Ripken tonight is 0 for 3. Petrie gets the sign from Melvin. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 490. And against a righty, a 490 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Lemon will get under that one for the Tigers. He will make the catch for out number 2. Murray, now the batter. Murray tonight is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Tigers holding on to a 3-0 lead. Petrie will get the sign from Melvin. He will set, and here comes the pitch. With a 674, that'll turn into a 684, and that's going to be a base hit for Murray. He will reach with a 2-out single. That'll be the first point of pitcher fatigue against Petrie, but I'm not going to bother getting it because that was the threshold Ben gave me for the hook for Petrie. Now the question for you, Ben, is I've got Willie Hernandez and Bob Stoddard warming up in the bullpen. Would you like me to go to Hernandez now to try a 4-out save, or Stoddard and then have Hernandez pitch the 9th? You want a 4-out save? Well, okay. The Tigers are not in the mood for funny business, obviously. They're going to bring Willie Hernandez out now for a 4-out save. Once I get Digital Diamond set into that, we'll turn into the hype department for Hernandez. Ben and the Tigers want no funny business tonight. Willie Hernandez is out to pitch for a 4-out save. 8-10 with 31 saves, 2.70 ERA, 106 2/3 innings pitched, 76 strikeouts, 14 walks, 13 home runs in 85. The batter now is Lynn. Lynn is 0 for 3. Stoddard's going to keep throwing just in case anything goes crazy for the Tigers. Hernandez will look to Melvin for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 361. And a 361. Lynn's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. That is a huge strikeout. As the Orioles can only muster a single in the inning, as the Tigers continue to hold a 3-0 lead heading into the top of the 9th. We're going to get some activity in the Orioles bullpen. Too late. I already had him. It was a... Let's see. Lynn was a lefty, but it's too late now. The at-bat is long over with. So Martinez will start the top of the 9th for the Orioles, but we're going to get some activity in the bullpen for the Orioles, just in case they run into trouble. As let's see, the Orioles or the Tigers have mostly righties. They're going to get Nate Snell warming up for the Orioles. Coming into leading off the top of the 9th for the Tigers is Lemon. Lemon tonight is 0 for 3. Yeah, Hernandez is a lefty, so that worked out for them. Tigers holding a 3-0 lead after 8. Tigers trying to win their way into the playoffs. Orioles trying to make us pay attention to fast score for the East. Martinez will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 387. And a 387 is going to get popped up to first base. Getting under that is Murray. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Brookins, now the batter. Brookins is 0 for 3. Martinez will get the sign from Dempsey. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 623, and that's going to be popped up on the infield. Wiggins will get under that one for the Orioles. He will make the catch, and that is out number 2. Here's Melvin. Melvin is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Martinez looks in at Dempsey for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. with a 447 against the lefty, 447. Melvin's going to come through. That's going to be a base hit into center field. He's going to hold. That would be the first point of fatigue against Martinez, but the Orioles are going to get the hook for him. He will be done. Coming in to pitch for the Orioles will be Nate Snell. Once this decides it wants to cooperate. Three and two with a 2.69 ERA, 103rd innings pitched, 41 strikeouts, 30 walks, 4 home runs in 85. And Melvin made it to first. Whitaker is now the batter. Whitaker tonight is 1 for 3 with a walk and a home run. Snell will look in at Dempsey for the sign. He will set and he will pitch. That is a 376. And a 376 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Tracking that one down is going to be Young. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the single for the Tigers. The Tigers holding a 3-0 lead and heading into the bottom of the ninth. And the Baltimore Orioles, they'll be hearing this a lot, the Baltimore Orioles are running out of outs. Yes, I know I ripped off that phrase from RJL. No, I'm not going to stop because it suits so well. Hernandez is on the hill for the Tigers. They're hoping for some ninth inning magic. That's the question, is will we see some ninth inning magic? Leading off the bottom of the ninth for the Orioles, we've got Young. Young tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Memorial Stadium on their feet, hoping the Orioles can put some runs together. Tigers 3 outs away from going to the playoffs. Hernandez will get the sign from Melvin. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 4-11, and against the lefty 4-11, Young's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That is out number 1. Stadium groans. Ugh. 1 out in the inning, and the batter now is Sheets. Sheets tonight is 0 for 3. Hernandez looking in at Melvin for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 551. That's over to third base. Third baseman for the Tigers is Brookins. He will get that one on a hop. He'll throw that across the diamond. 2 outs in the inning. And the last chance for the Baltimore Orioles in this replay comes down to Floyd Rayford. Rayford tonight is 0 for 3. Tigers get this last out. They are in the playoffs as the current 5 seed. Well, technically, Ben, we are already playing October baseball because this is October 4th, 1985. Hernandez gets this last out. The Tigers are in the playoffs. Orioles get Rayford on. Dempsey comes to the plate. And then we see if the Orioles continue to play October baseball. Hernandez gets the sign from Melvin. Memorial Stadium on their feet. Hernandez will kick. And here comes the pitch. That is a 408. A 408 against the lefty is going to be a ground ball over to third. Grabbing that one is Brookins. He will pump once, pump twice, pump 3 times, throw to first. That's your game. The Detroit Tigers land the death blow on the Baltimore Orioles and clinch a playoff spot as they win this one by a final score of 3-0. Stadium barfs. Bleh. Final line score coming up. Oh, I bet you're not going to let me Yeah, I know the game. Probably because I had to screw around with runs. Oh. For the Tigers, 3 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. For the Orioles, no runs on 5 hits and no errors. Winning pitcher is going to be Dan Petrie. He will get the win. Scott McGregor will end up with the loss, and Willie Hernandez will end up with the save. And the Detroit Tigers are in the playoffs. But we are not done yet, because we still have to take a look at the rest of the majors for fast score, because we still have an AL West crown. We still have an AL West champion to crown. Fans here at Memorial Stadium, though, are going home extremely unhappy. The Cats do eat the birds in this one. The Cats finally remember how evolution works, apparently. Who knew? Yummy, says Ben. He's got to be thrilled that we're going to see the Tigers at least one more time on the channel. Based on the schedule, that AL wildcard game should be Sunday unless something goes crazy. But once we get the last block done, I will put a full playoff schedule up for the Division Series round on the channel so we can make sure we've got everything straight. Here's my ticker tracker. That was pitcher perfect on the Petrie-Hernandez combo. Yeah, well, it didn't need to be pretty, frankly. Whether a win's pretty or ugly, a win is still a win, and I don't think you'll argue with me on that point. But we still have unfinished business around the rest of the majors. The Detroit Tigers do win their way into the playoffs in this one with a 3-0 win over the Orioles. This is the last time we'll need the full ticker dice. We may still need the clutch dice, though, for the clutch roll for the fast score house rule. But that's not for tonight. Once again, we're going to do our meaningless games first. And our first meaningless game is going to be the Brewers and the Red Sox. Brewers, 455. That is 5. Red Sox, 1622. That is 3. And that's a win for the Brew Crew. Mariners and the White Sox, also meaningless. Mariners, 743. That is 4. White Sox, 1415. That is 2. And the Mariners double up on the White Sox. Let's see, Athletics, Royals, meaningful. Too bad the Brewers aren't in. No, they're not. Well, in a division like the AL East, I'm surprised the Brewers lasted as long as they did before hitting doomsday, quite frankly, Ben. Let's see, Indians and the Twins is meaningless. Indians, 15-15, that is 2. Twins, 13-26, that is 4. And the Twins will get that win. The Twins will get that win. I don't know why I'm circling the Angels. Or not the Angels, the Indians. Speaking of the Angels, they're playing in Texas. That game means something. Yankees and the Blue Jays is meaningless. Yankees, 821, that is 2. Blue Jays, 1226, that is 3. And Toronto trying to go into the playoffs with some momentum. I'm trying to find the Yankees. Here we go. On my ticker tracker. I don't know why I was having problems. Reds and the Dodgers it matters to the Dodgers. Mets and the Expos and the Mets is meaningless. Both teams are locked into their seeds. The Mets are the 4, the Expos are the 6. Expos, 431, that is 2. Mets, 826, that is 3. And the Mets continue their winning ways. Pirates and the Phillies have a meaningless doubleheader. Game 1. Pirates, 723, that is 2. Phillies, 1056, that is 6. The Phillies win Game 1. Game 2. 1985 Toronto will be a tough out. Pirates, 855, that is 6. Phillies, 1244, that is 5. And they will split the twin bill. Although if you were around for 1991, Ben, I was thinking that the 1991 the 1991 Blue Jays would be a tough out, and the Royals handled them in 4 games. Astros and the Padres is meaningless. Astros, 1124, that is 3. Padres, 962, that is 7. And the Padres will get that win. The Astros are, of course, locked into the 3 seed in the National League. Let's see, Braves and the Giants. Braves, 752, that is 5. Giants, 524, that is 2. And that's a win for the Braves. Let's see, Braves and the Giants, right. Let's do the Dodgers. Let's do the Reds and the Dodgers next, so we see if the Cardinals game matters for them. Dodgers have a magic number of 1 to lock up the National League, to lock up the number 1 seed in the National League. The Reds are a 4, the Dodgers are a 13. Can the Dodgers lock up the number 1 seed right here? Let's find out. That looks likely with a roll. Reds, 421, that is 1. Dodgers, 1341, that is 5. And with that win, the Los Angeles Dodgers are officially the number 1 seed in the National League, which now makes the Cubs and the Cardinals meaningless. Cubs, 932, that is 3. Cardinals, 855, that is 6. And that's a win for the Cardinals, who now have their date in the National League Division Series. The St. Louis Cardinals will be playing the Houston Astros in the Division Series. October 5th, with the Tigers win, Tigers and the Orioles is now completely meaningless. Tigers, 13-15, that is 2. Oh, we skipped over the 2 games in the AL West. Well, we're already doing this game. Orioles, 20-54, that is 8. That's a win for the Orioles. And now we need to backtrack to October 4th, travel back in time. Go figure. All right, back to October 4th. Silly me. Athletics and the Royals. The Royals have a magic number of 3 to clinch the American League West. Let's see if they can make up some ground here, or pick up some ground. Not with a roll like that. Athletics, 1155, that is 6. Royals, 616, that is 1. And the Athletics play spoiler to the Royals. Angels and the Rangers. The Angels have a magic number of 4, down to 3 with that Royals loss. Can they make up some ground on the Royals? Let's find out. Angels, 751, that is 5. Rangers, 825, that is 3. And that's a win by California. Their magic number is now down to 2. Now back to October 5th. 1985, Back to the Future came out. Yeah, I finally actually saw Back to the Future several years back. But coming back to business, we've got the Brewers and the Red Sox. Brewers, 752, that is 5. Red Sox, 1861, that is 8. And that's a win for the Red Sox. Mariners and the White Sox. Mariners, 1264, that is 8. White Sox, 1751, that is 7. And the Mariners win a shootout. We'll come back to the Athletics and the Royals. Indians and the Twins. Indians, 654, that is 5. Twins, 1241, that is 5. That is also 5. They will go to extras. Indians roll a 5, minus 3 is 2. Twins roll a 5, plus 2 is 7. That'll be a win for the Twins in extras. Angels and the Rangers matters. Nothing else does. Yankees and the Blue Jays. Yankees, 961, that is 6. Blue Jays, 824, that is 2. That's a win for the Yankees. Reds and the Dodgers, meaningless now that the Dodgers have locked up the #1 seed in the National League. Reds, 236, that is 3. Dodgers, 955, that is 6. And the Dodgers are going to try to make sure the Reds stumble into the postseason. Expos and the Mets are both 6s. Expos roll a 43, that is 4. Mets roll a 24, that is 2. That'll be a win for Montreal. Pirates and the Phillies have another doubleheader. Pirates, 1056, that is 6. Phillies, 1342, that is 5. The Pirates will take Game 1. Game 2. Pirates, 1241, that is 5. Phillies, 1346, that is 6. And the Pirates and the Phillies will split another twin bill. Astros and the Padres. Astros, 2042, that is 6. Padres, 856, that is also 6. They will go to extras. Astros roll a 5 plus 0. Padres roll a 4 plus 0. That'll be a win for Houston in extras. Astros trying to build momentum for their showdown with the Padres in the National League Division Series. Braves and the Giants. Braves, 1034. 1034, that is 4. Giants, 1435. That is 5. That's a win for the Giants. Cubs and the Cardinals. Cubs, 011, that is 0. Cardinals, 1142, that is 5. The Cardinals will take that win. Cardinals are coming in hot for their National League Division Series with the Astros. Now back to the stuff that matters. Athletics and the Royals. Royals are trying to make up ground on the Angels. Their magic number remains 3. Athletics, 525, that is 2. Royals, 961, that is 6. The Royals will get that win and bring their magic number down to 2. Angels and the Rangers. California's magic number is still at 2. But they're not favored against the Rangers in this one. Let's see what happens. Angels, 064. 064, that is 5. Rangers, 421, that is 1. And the Angels' magic number is now 1 with that win. October 6th, the last day of the regular season, Tigers and the Orioles. Tigers, 1445, that is 6. Orioles, 1254, that is also 6. They will go to extras. I suspect Ben is very, very relieved that we played the Tigers game on the first day. Tigers roll a 6, minus 1 is 5. Orioles roll a 4, minus 2 is 2. That'll be a win for the Tigers in extras, who take 2 of 3 from the Orioles. Brewers and the Red Sox. Brewers, 1152, that is 6. Red Sox, 1753, that is 7. That's a win for the Red Sox. Mariners and the White Sox. Mariners, 1946, that is 7. White Sox, 756, that is 6. And the Mariners will get that win. Athletics and the Royals, we'll come back to that. Indians and the Twins. Indians, 1234, that is 4. Twins, 2064, that's going to be a lot more than 4, that is 10. And the Twins get an offensive explosion to take that win. Angels and the Rangers, we'll come back to that. Yankees and the Blue Jays. Yankees, 2735. That's going to be a few runs. That is 7. Blue Jays, 911. That is 0. And the Yankees blow out the Rangers. If anybody can beat the Yankees right now, I would be very surprised. Reds and the Dodgers. Reds, 1462. That is 8. Dodgers, 752. That is 5. That game badly needed to belong to the Reds, and it will. As the Reds at least go into the postseason on a high note. Expos and the Mets. This could be a wild card preview. Expos, 942. That is 4. Mets, 1126. That is 3. And the Expos get that win. Pirates and the Phillies. Pirates, 413, that is 0. Phillies, 1354, that is 7. And the Phillies shut out the Pirates. Astros and the Padres. Astros, 821, that is 2. Padres, 635, that is 3. And that's a win for the Padres. Braves and the Giants. Braves, 845, that is 5. Giants, 732, that is 3. And that's a win for the Braves. Cubs and the Cardinals. Cubs, 842, that is 4. Cardinals, 716, that is 2. That is a win for the Baby Bears. Now back to the AL West. Kansas City has got a magic number of 2. California has got a magic number of 1. So if the Angels and the Royals end up with the same record, Kansas City will win the AL West because of the better board record. California has got to have a win here. First up, we're going to go to Kansas City for the Athletics and the Royals. Chris Cotteroli is on the hill for the Athletics, and Mike Jones is up for the Royals. The Athletics are at 14, the Royals are at 11. Can the Royals preserve their chances at the AL West, or will the California Angels win it and send Kansas City into a rematch of the 1991 wildcard game with the Detroit Tigers? Actually, I'll have to check the records on that, but we will make sure of that. Let's find out. Athletics, 1433, that is 4. Royals, 1134. 1144, that is also 4. They are going to extras. In extras, the Athletics are a 0. The Royals are a +2. The Athletics roll a 1 + 0. The Royals roll a 4 + 2 is 6. Kansas City picks up a huge win in extras, which means both teams' magic number is 1. It all comes down to this in the AL West. The California Angels are still at Arlington Stadium for the last game of this set against the Texas Rangers. Mike Witt is up for the Angels. Jeff Russell is up for the Rangers. California has a 19 in fast score. Texas has a rating of 4. Can the Angels win the AL West here, or will they end up tied with the Royals in record and the Royals end up with the division? Let's find out. California rolls a 1933. That is 5. Rangers roll a 412. That is 0. And with that victory, the California Angels will win the AL West. Congratulations to the California Angels on picking up a huge victory in the American League West. Let me update my ticker results, and then we will have the official brackets all ready to go. All right. Back to the top. 1 and 2. The Expos did not go 1 and 1, though. I think I forgot to enter a score for the Expos and the Mets. Looks like the Expos went 2 and 1 in the block. Yes. The Expos went 2 and 1. The Mets went 1 and 2. Okay, now that I got that sorted out, make sure I didn't miss anything. I did not. Okay. Now back to entering standings in the ticker results. Let's see. The Cardinals went 2 and 1. Giants went 1 and 2. Excuse me. Pirates went 2 and 3. Phillies went 3 and 2. Yeah, the Oakland Athletics played spoiler to the Kansas City Royals, trying to clinch the AL West. Actually, no, hold on. Get that straight. The Mets went 1 and 2. Twins went 3 and 0. Dodgers went 2 and 1. Angels went 3 and 0. Royals went 2 and 1. All right, tabbing back over to my standings. Okay, the Tigers are in, to Ben Witz's joy. Update the AL West, and the California Angels, as I mentioned, are the AL West Division champions. They are the 2 seed. Let's see, the Royals. Wow, the Royals made it in. Both teams made it interesting on the AL East, but the Tigers are in. They are the 5 seed. Kansas City is the 4 seed. I will deal with all these. We'll get a full posting of the brackets up after the block's over. But once I get all these updated, okay, so that's all set. Like I said, I'll do a full update on the brackets later. But yes, we will be back on Sunday. So that will do it for this last block of the 1985 regular season. And now we're headed for the playoffs. Tomorrow, though, we will be at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, for the first National League wildcard game, as the Montreal Expos will be playing the Cincinnati Reds. Bryn Smith will be going for the Expos, and Mario Soto will be going for the Reds. Before that, though, Mystical Munchies will finish out of the Recipes from the World of Tolkien cookbook as we make the dessert, Bilbo's 11st birthday cake. Sunday we'll have the AL wildcard game in this replay, as the Kansas City Royals will be hosting the Detroit Tigers. Wednesday, we're going to do a third period test of APA hockey. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. The Detroit Tigers land the death blow in the AL East and clinch a playoff spot, knocking the Baltimore Orioles out by a final score of 3-0. Once again, take care.